I would like to call to order the regularly scheduled board meeting of the Paris Union School District Number 95 Board of Education for Monday, March the 3rd. I'll let the record show that all members are present except for Member Bailey. The voting sequence for this meeting is as follows: Calvert, Isaac, Sanchez, Tuttle, and Davis. This evening we are pleased to announce that Mr. Steve Idle will be the newest member to our board, filling the vacancy of Mr. Hassler, who recently resigned. We feel that Steve will be an excellent addition to our board, and he will be an asset, bringing with him many years of management and budgeting experience. This will be of great importance when we are discussing options for the future of the district, both educationally and financially. And we welcome Steve to the board. So Steve, I'm going to have you come up for the oath.
You're going to come up front.
Quiet, all right.
You take your picture.
Oh, good.
Bye, everyone. Say it.
I have a cheat sheet for you. Okay. Raise your right hand, please. I state your name.
Steve Idle,
Do solemnly swear.
or affirm that I will faithfully, are you going me to read or you read?
Solemnly that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of member of the Board of Education of Paris District School District Number 95.
That I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of a member of the Board of Education of Paris Union School District 95
In accordance with the Constitution of the United States,
in accordance with the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the laws of the State of Illinois to the best of my ability.
and the laws of the State of Illinois to the best of my ability.
I further swear that
I further swear that
I shall respect taxpayers' interest by serving as a faithful protector of the school district assets.
I shall respect taxpayers' interest by serving as a faithful protector of the school district's assets.
I shall encourage and respect the free expression of opinion by my fellow board members and others who seek a hearing before the board.
I shall encourage and respect the free expression of opinion by my fellow board members and others who seek a hearing before the board,
While respecting the privacy of students and employees.
while respecting the privacy of students and employees.
I shall recognize that a board member has no legal authority as an individual, and that decisions can only be made by the majority vote at a public board meeting.
I shall recognize that a board member has no legal authority as an individual, and that decisions can be made only by majority vote at a public board meeting.
And I shall abide by the majority decisions of the board,
And I shall abide by the majority decisions of the board,
while retaining the right to seek changes in such decisions through ethical and constructive channels.
while retaining the right to seek changes in such decisions through ethical and constructive channels.
Steve, congratulations.
Thank
Glad
you.
to have you. At this time, Mr. Hassler, of course, was vice president of the board. And at this time, I would like to make a motion to appoint Tom Tuttle as our new vice president.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, Calvert?
Yes.
Isaac?
Yes.
Sanchez?
Yes.
Tuttle? Idle?
Yes.
Davis is yes. Audience to visitors? Anyone like to address the board this evening? Okay. The consent agenda, in your notebook, you have minutes from the February 3rd meeting, a list of bills, and the January treasurer's report. Does anyone have any questions on the consent agenda this evening? If not, entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Calvert?
Yes.
Isaac?
Yes.
Sanchez?
Yes.
Tuttle?
Yes.
Idle?
Yes.
Davis is yes. And I assume there's no secretary's report, Mrs. Lynn. Okay. Moving on to the superintendent's agenda.
Okay. First thing on the superintendent's agenda, and I have Anna here this evening, my office manager as well, we did amend our current budget. and if you have specific questions, but basically the reason we amended the budget is to be more reflective of actual revenues. Of course, we're always budgeting, starting our budget on a guesstimate, what we think we'll get in from our taxes and our projected expenditures. So we're trying to amend this to be more reflective. We got some less in property tax because it wasn't all collected, and we've moved monies. We want to abate some monies from our working cash over into the ed fund. It'll just be a more true picture of where the budget is actually and what revenues we've received. So you have before you, we still will end in the black. Even with less in state aid, we still have our reserves. So the one sheet shows you where we would end in each line item, and then there's a total sheet that would give you balances in all the funds at the end of the year, what we're projecting in June, on June 30th. So it will lay, this is a tentative, it will lay for 30 days since we're amending it, and anyone is welcome to come in and review the budget. If we make any changes to that in those 30 days, I will bring that back to you at the April meeting. So at this time, I would ask that the board approve the tentative amended budget that to be approved final in April.
So moved.
Any discussion? If not, Calvert,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
Sanchez,
Yes.
Tuttle,
Yes.
Idle,
Yes.
Davis is yes.
And we actually have a resolution to move money from the working cash fund. This is where, moving this and amending our budget, we haven't always, we have one checking account, so we basically know where we stand, but by amending it just makes it cleaner for our auditors to know that we are moving the money from working cash, which we can do, and we are putting it in the ed fund. So we haven't abated that money for a few years, so we would like to abate the $76,125.70 from working cash into the ed fund. I would ask the board approve the resolution to abate the working cash fund.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, Calvert,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
Sanchez,
Yes.
Tuttle,
Yes.
Idle,
Yes.
Davis is yes.
We have a couple of resignations. We have Elizabeth Jones, who was one of our parent coordinators in our Birth to 3 program due to some family medical issues, is resigning effective today. And we have a letter from Michelle Huffington, who is a Mayo Cheer sponsor, asking the board to accept her resignation. So I would ask the board to approve the resignations of both Liz Jones and Michelle Huffington.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, Calvert,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
Sanchez,
Yes.
Tuttle,
Yes.
Idle,
Yes.
Davis is yes.
Okay. We have a recommendation from Mrs. Perry to fill a student paraprofessional position that was left vacant last month by Nancy Brown. She is recommending Joy Wright to fill the student aid. She has been subbing with the student ever since Nancy's resignation, so it's working out quite well. So at this time, I would ask the board approve the appointment of Joy Wright to serve as a student aid at Wentz School for the 13-14 school year.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, Calvert,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
Sanchez,
Yes.
Tuttle,
Yes.
Idle,
Yes.
Davis is yes.
Okay, next is the student, or the calendar for next year. Been working with Mrs. Bailey and Mr. Meister in setting up the school calendar for next year, and Nick, you got a copy?
Yes.
Okay, the APT also received a copy. Even though Jeremy wanted to start August 6th, and we were gonna go to the 11th. Many of our decisions on starting school, and most of you would think, well, we used to start after Labor Day, and this is ridiculous, and we're starting so early. Well, actually, almost all of our buildings are air conditioned at this point, and due to state testing and timelines, it has really forced us to push this back into August. We would like to get the first semester done, especially for the high school, before Christmas break. So they have that testing out of the way for their semester. So we did a little compromise and we came up with the 11th, and after talking with Lorraine, we got to the 13th. So the first actual teacher day will be August 13th with half-day student attendance the next 2 days. We will get out the end of May with no emergency days. If we do get the full 5 emergency days, I believe we said here's June 1, which basically was what it was this year. So I would ask that the board approve the school calendar for the 14-15 school year. And Nancy, I'll give you a copy of it.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, Calvert,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
Sanchez,
Yes.
Tuttle,
Yes.
Idle,
Yes.
Davis is yes.
You have included in your packet a letter from Mr. Don from Cindy Smith indicating Memorial School has been chosen to receive the ExxonMobil 2013 Educational Alliance Grant for $500. They plan to use it to support their science and math programs. I'd ask the board to approve this grant.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, Calvert,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
Sanchez,
Yes.
Tuttle,
Yes.
Idle,
Yes.
Davis is yes.
We have some facility requests. Mr. Don submitted a request from Jessica Blair asking to use the Memorial Gym and cafeteria for May Faith practice, starting this month and running through April. The Memorial PFO is requesting the use of the cafeteria for 2 fundraisers on March 15th and April 24th. All the proceeds from that do go to Memorial PFO. I'd ask the board to approve the facility request from Jessica Blair for May Faith as well as Memorial PFO.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? If not, Calvert,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
Sanchez,
Yes.
Tuttle,
Yes.
Idle,
Yes.
Davis is yes.
Okay, it's once again time to renew our agreement with our insurance audit and inspection. They're the company that helps us put out bids for all of our insurance needs. And the amount is $2,800, so I would ask the board to approve the services of insurance audit and inspection for our risk management consulting services.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? If I remember correctly, Connie, this is very beneficial. This has helped us lower insurance costs.
And it's something, if our rates aren't increasing, or if they test the market and they feel that there's really no reason to put out, like for your workers' comp or something, because there's nobody out there accepting workers' comp, or our numbers don't look good, or, you know, vice versa, if our numbers went down, they will, go out and put the bids out for us, and, so it's been a pretty valuable, and it's really it's reasonable, their fee is.
last year's?
Oh, yeah, I think it's the exact same amount as last year's.
Same amount.
Yeah, they have not raised.
Anyone else? Calvert,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
Sanchez,
Yes.
Tuttle,
Yes.
Idle,
Yes.
Davis is yes.
Okay, I just, on a few informational, our student insurance, we have First Agency has always come to us, and the board would approve them allowing, sending home pamphlets to our students, so our parents can access some school insurance if they choose. They said due to a lack of participation that they are not offering it, so I won't be bringing that before the board. I don't think that we must not have had very many parents that access that at all. We met on February 10th and the 24th on the high school progress with the architects as well as our construction management team to review progress. I put some things into your packet on that. They have had 13, 14 weather days, I believe, but they're still anticipating that we will be done on schedule. Now, when I say on schedule, they maybe would have been done late November or December for us to do a punch list later on, but, so this may go into, say, January, but the point is we have many months then before it's still on schedule for the site. So we have had some delays, and I think those are understandable, where they can't do any drilling or pour any concrete to do some of those things. So it sounds good as far as we're on budget and we're on schedule. And we've been doing some more talks on the 1200th Road and trying to, and the city's moving forward with that, saying they should start work in the summer on the east side of the tracks, and then the county has applied paperwork to see about expanding the tracks there and doing work on the west side. So we're, even though that's not our project, we're trying to meet with the city and the county on a regular basis to keep up with their progress and turning in paperwork and seeing where we stand. Sounds like the city foresees moving forward a little bit faster than the county's gonna be able to due to some projects that are ahead of ours and paperwork, but, hopefully we'll be on target for the road being, they guaranteed us, the city did, that even though they'd be working in the summer, they would always have one lane open. There may be just one lane because they'd work on one lane at a time, so that was good news as well. And I will have Mr. Bennett come, the construction to come to our next meeting if you would like and do an even more thorough update. He came before, and I think it's really helpful to come. You all get to hear just exactly where they are, and probably really good for you, Steve, to catch up on.
May I ask a question?
Sure. Mhm.
In regard to the road, are there any plans to improve the intersection with Route 1 and High School Road, or is that
Well,
only premature?
that's up to IDOT, and when we spoke to them early on, they have to do a whole study of how much traffic is there. They cannot just come and put a light, which we think is needed. We think there's probably an extra turning lane needed.
I'm just.
Yeah, so we're working there, but they have to have a study of how much traffic's actually flowing, how many accidents have been there, so there's a whole formula, but, I feel like there's going to be enough traffic going that direction that they're probably gonna see a need, but I don't know that they will do that until we're already there.
Have we tried to talk to our legislators at all?
We have not formally, but I think we probably should do that,
Right.
even on, and I've mentioned that to the county, to Aaron Lawson, as far as if he feels there's big delays on the county part, just for student safety, would it help us to go to our legislators, just any, just to talk about the importance of getting that road, if we can, completed
Yeah, I
before
just don't like,
students go to
I just
it.
don't like the idea of waiting for an accident to
I
happen
know.
before we do something.
And they say that's basically what you have to do. I mean, it's just, we pretty much said that. You mean, seriously? We would have to wait, and, well, yes, we don't have that authority. It has to come down from the state, and they did say something about doing, numbers. They put the, to count how much traffic's going there, and that would impact it as well, which there'll be more cars going that way naturally, especially in the mornings and in the afternoons, so.
That won't occur until the school is open.
Until the school's open, which is going to be a problem. So we'll try to do what we can, and maybe even do a letter, or maybe a letter coming from the board. If I could, draft something for the board and you're in agreement, maybe we could send that out, and I'll speak with Lorraine as well, maybe we could do something.
I think it's a good idea.
Okay,
There's two issues there. Issue one is the light, or
Yes.
lack of. Issue two would be the turn lane. So possibly we could get the turn lane ahead of the light. I think the light is the study, not the turn lane.
I'm not sure, but the turn lane would probably mean involvement in doing some actual work.
Right.
So I would doubt we get the turn lane first. I mean, because you're gonna have to have monies to expand, and they're gonna have to be granted some dollars, and that's what we're running into, and it's just like our budget. Everybody sits at the table, but everybody's still wondering with shrinking budgets where they're gonna get the money to improve the road. So they're all waiting on grants that have been submitted and other things that have been submitted to the state to see if they're gonna be approved for the project to even work on the road. Now, the city seemed very, very positive that they're gonna move forward. They think they've got their ducks in a row, and they're gonna have the east side completed well before school starts. County wasn't as optimistic, so, but we're keeping on top of it. But, I will have somebody here to update the board even further in April. We should be moving along pretty quickly. By then, the weather hopefully will be improving.
Will the construction manager, Tom, be attending the next high school meeting?
August of 2015.
Yeah.
We all
But next
changed.
Monday night
No, no.
is the high school board meeting.
January of 15.
If you want to come to that, you
It should be
probably
totally
need to, but-
complete.
Oh, okay, but you're gonna be able to use
We
it.
would not move in because we would do our punch list and our final
Did you guys
list
say
and
that
getting the
high school
floors
library
ready, and of
5
course, their
o'clock?
cleaning's not gonna be what our cleaning would be, but the construction.
I think it's
will be
also
done.
the
They're
When
Zoom
will
gonna
the
signing
kids go to school?
be August of
thing
15.
afterwards.
Okay.
Isn't that right, Tom?
I'm not sure the
So,
date on that.
so we have some buffer time in there is what they're telling us, even though the weather
Then
is
you do the
delayed.
punch list in January.
Yeah, probably by January, trying to do the walk through the punch list, then they get all their equipment out of there, and then our crews go in and clean, and then we have to, of course, completely furnish it, and have companies come in and do that. We're working on furniture and fixtures and things now with different companies, trying to narrow down the best bidding process and all to do that. But we are kind of ahead of the game, everyone's telling us, at least we've got some time, whereas a lot of districts are trying to do that 2-3 months before they move in, so that's been helpful. That's all of the superintendent's.
Okay. Do we have any committee reports this evening? Public hearings and petitions, unfinished business, matters for follow-up, new business, right to revert to prior order of business. Do we have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
Calvert,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
Sanchez,
Yes.
Tuttle,
Yes.
Idle,
Yes.
Davis is yes, meeting is adjourned.